Like, do y'all have amnesia or something? You guys and your parents supported a hate campaign orchestrated by your beloved CEO Min Hee-jin against almost everyone in that damn company. I beg, what do you think was gonna happen, huh? That y'all gonna sit by a campfire eating mushrooms and sing Kumbaya? Yeah, hell no! The NewJeans members opened a whole new YouTube channel and went live to air out their frustrations and concerns, and actually had the audacity to give HYBE an ultimatum by the 25th of September to reinstate Min Hee-jin as CEO. Wow. Brave, but also very stupid. So yeah, there was a lot of stuff that was said on that live, but I did find a summary on different sources, and I really hope if you're not aware of what actually happened for you to get a clear picture of where we are with this whole situation and what actually happened that day. So it won't be everything, but just like a bits of the things that were said. So they did start the live by saying they talked to the management, but it felt like there was no communication, so decided to go live, and allegedly no one knowing, including HYBE and Adore. And also briefly talking about the most creepy part of this all is that after NewJeans' debut, we personally spent a lot of time with CEO Min Hee-jin and get to know each other. And at that time, we were young and fearful of adults and society. But CEO Min Hee-jin was different, and a relationship of trust was established. Yeah, that's how creepy this is. They also discussed how they felt unsafe and not protected, pointing out it really surprised and shocked them that their personal records from before they debuted were released amidst the feud between HYBE and Min Hee-jin, and also continue saying, I really couldn't understand how a company that was supposed to protect us couldn't manage this information and leaked it. And there was a feeling of distrust that other data would not be managed either. They also touched on the quote-unquote mistreatment, because let's be honest, that was far from mistreatment. But anyways, there was another situation with a manager who was later revealed to be Elite's manager, and Hani explained the issue by saying, on the first floor of HYBE building, there's a room to get hair or makeup done. And one day, a group and their manager passed by and we greeted each other. Then I overheard their manager say, ignore her, and it shocked me. Bunji also touched on this, saying, I was really surprised to hear Hani's story. How can the manager of one team tell everyone to ignore her? Even though I reported it to the company, no action was taken, and their team did not even acknowledge their mistake, let alone apologize. It's a very difficult situation as there is no one to protect us. So this made them feel like they had no one to protect them. They talked about Min Hee-jin fought for them, and they felt like the new management does not care about them the same way their former CEO cared and fought for them. And when it was brought to the new CEO, it was dismissed because they lacked evidence, which is fair if we're being honest. And they also discussed how they found out about dismissal of their mother, Min Hee-jin, saying that we were shocked to learn that our CEO had been fired through an article on that day. As an artist belonging to HYBE, the notice from the company made me feel like they did not respect us at all. I heard from the manager that the new CEO would like to say hello to us. However, our initial impression upon visiting Adore did not inspire trust. So overall, they're not happy with the new management, and they felt so uncomfortable with everything going on about them, and they still want to achieve their goals and dreams with CEO Min Hee-jin. And they want to make music and continue their careers and vision only with Min Hee-jin and their former management because they felt safe and comfortable with her. Danielle also mentioned something that really infuriated me, that as a human, I wish she would stop harassing our CEO Min Hee-jin. Honestly, she looks so pitiful, and HYBE just seems like an inhumane company. What are we supposed to learn from such a company? Wow, inhumane? Minji also followed up with, I think, finalizing that what we want is the original Adore, where Min Hee-jin as CEO and where management and producing are integrated. We are making this request, okay? But it is a way to get along with HYBE without fighting. If our message has been properly if our message has been properly conveyed, we hope Banshee here, they call him by his name, and Hybe will make the wise decision to revert Adore back to the original state by the 25th of September. They are no way requesting, they were ordering Hybe. And so from this, you can kind of get a clue of what actually was discussed in that live before I continue with the video. I know I didn't really touch on all aspects of the live, I am sorry, but these are the necessary parts of the video that I'll be using for this video. So my immediate thought after this live was, my immediate impression was this has to be the continuation of the Min Hee-jin press conferences drama. All that was missing was the infamous Min Hee-jin cap. No, I'm being completely serious, because if NewJeans only came forward and discussed their concern and how they're in the middle of this mess and they didn't want to be in this mess and they want protection, I would honestly understand them. They did discuss it, but because they were shifting their conversation to a different topic, I was completely out of it. As soon as they started demanding that stuff go back to where it was, which is impossible at this point, and they were giving ultimatum, then I knew this was probably the third installment of the infamous Min Hee-jin press conferences. Like, I'm being fucking serious. And also, I don't know about anyone, but if this was a heart-to-heart situation, I don't think they needed notes or pointers to say how they feel. And this is just me, okay? I feel like if I'm making a very serious and if I'm in a very vulnerable situation, I don't need notes to read from. I'm just gonna say what I feel or how I feel. So that was just a little bit weird. And also the things that these girls were saying were just so hypocritical, considering the person that they're trying to protect. And they were just being spoon-fed wrong information about why and who actually dismissed Min Hee-jin as CEO. And it's just so shocking how much she has these girls in the palm of her hands. She made damn sure that even though she's not around, she can still control them. And I know bunnies hate this word, but yes, she has groomed them. Especially when they've been with her since debut. As one of the members did point it out, said that they spend an awful lot of time with her, so they have established trust and they do have a strong relationship. So yeah, this is not just a simple business relationship. Like, they are literally brainwashed by this creep. Especially Danielle. I don't know about the others, but she especially is just in too deep. And also, allegedly, Min Hee-jin already knew about this live and did not notify Adore and just let them go along with it. Do you want to know why? For bunnies out there who are acting like, oh, this was all there, I don't think this was all NewJeans' idea. I don't think they could just sit down and pull this off all on their own. If not, they're not being spoon-fed wrong information. Because who was actually behind the camera? They were looking at someone. They were looking at someone because the lens was covered and then someone's hands was shown. So that was definitely not the members. They were all sitting down. Do you want to even know why they're even doing this live? Because it's literally helping Min Hee-jin. She's literally using NewJeans and bunnies to do her bidding, and it's just ruining the group reputation. And even though I do feel sorry for them, because they do feel very uncomfortable and unsafe in this new environment and just everything happening, but they can't be complaining and then demanding, or let me just say ordering Hybe, because it's just so stupid. That also leads me to my next point. I am genuinely so sorry that you had to go through all of this because of Min Hee-jin. Like, let's be clear on that one. And being in the middle of this mess, which it could have been avoided, but you cannot expect people to be happy and give you kisses and hugs when you signed a petition in favor of everything Min Hee-jin accused Hybe of. Yes, it is hard being ignored, but guess what? That's called the consequences of your actions. I really don't know what the hell they thought was gonna happen. That they're gonna roll the red carpet for them? Yeah, no. I feel like that's just common sense. And some of the members are legally adults. Like, I am just a year older than two of the members in that group. Trust me, this is not rocket science to know that Min Hee-jin is a pathological liar. And I think they have phones, right? So go search it up. She's not being accused of stealing a teddy bear or something. She's being charged with so much. So go look it up. Like, do y'all have amnesia or something? You guys and your parents supported a hate campaign orchestrated by your beloved CEO Min Hee-jin against almost everyone in that damn company. I beg, What do you think was gonna happen, huh? That y'all gonna sit by a campfire eating mushrooms and sing kumbaya? Yeah, hell no! And also, you cannot accuse a person without substantial evidence. Sorry. But just taking your word for it is not enough. And you know what's also frustrating about this whole thing is them whining about the most normal situations. Yes, after everything that happened with Minhyejin, they're going to have to change the management. That's just how life works, okay? You are not gonna like them at first, but you have to give them a chance. It is not their fault that they're there. Do you know whose fault it is? Yeah, your mother, Minhyejin. She was the reason that your management got changed in the first place. If only she just cared for you and she just worked at her craft and continued to just be your CEO without these complications, we wouldn't be in this mess. Like, where have you been this past few months, huh? In Jupiter? Like, come back to reality with us. We've been listening to this woman rant for 6 months now. We are tired. Like, where were you? You cannot have your cake and eat it too. Me, NewJeans just come as so privileged. They come as so privileged because they're getting everything handed to them. They're not even mistreated, which we'll get in the next point. But you cannot demand all of this after everything your beloved CEO caused, and you are still supporting that woman. If you actually cared about your careers and you want to continue your career, you're going to have to leave that woman alone. She is not your mother. Like, you are not even related to her. Like, what is your problem? All of the things that they were complaining about are just things that happen in the real world. So please, NewJeans, come back to reality like the rest of us, okay? So I wanted to touch on this because after this whole thing aired, bunnies are one of the most, if not delusional, insufferable, unhinged, and stupid fans I have ever seen in K-pop. Like, I am being fucking serious because this is not mistreatment and this is not the guy you think it is. Bunnies were out here saying, oh, even BTS and Blackpink wouldn't even do this. Yes, because they're not that stupid and reckless. So if we search mistreatment, the act of mistreating someone, mistreatments can be verbal, emotional, or physical in nature. Example of mistreatment include, but not limited to, harassment and discrimination. So where was that in their claims, huh? I am sorry, but someone saying ignore her is not mistreatment. It's just ignorance. Like, they don't want to talk to you. And honestly, if I was in that situation, I would clearly ignore them from a mile away. Like, I'll be running from NewJeans because I don't want them to associate me with their claims or everything they're supporting. Like, I am sorry. Like, you could literally go read a book. Go read a book. Go back to school. Or you're choosing to be dumb just because of NewJeans. Like, it's okay to not completely agree with what NewJeans are just accusing everyone of. What Omega X Luna experienced, that was real mistreatment. Their rights were taken away from them. NewJeans are privileged. They live in a multi-million-dollar apartment. They're being paid. They're having brand deals left and right. Where is the mistreatment? Even after they supported Minhyejin, they are still continuing with a new management, but they're still a group together. How is that mistreatment? I am so sorry, honey, that you were ignored. But that is how the real world works. When you are supporting someone with such high charges against her and someone who wants to steal from the company, that is just how they're going to ignore you. Go search it up. What BTS went through with the whole industry, that is mistreatment. They were literally targeting BTS. And now news are out here demanding that they bring back Minhyejin. Like, you are not BTS. Who the hell are you? Like, the audacity. There has to be like a fine line where we keep saying, oh, they're just minors. No, they have to learn discipline. Like, they're literally biting the hand that feeds them. You're not gonna have all of these privileges. You're going to have brand deals. You're going to fashion shows. You're still actually attending fashion shows. They're being paid well. They're like the biggest girl group in the industry right now. And just because someone didn't say hi to you, all of a sudden I am being mistreated. My rights are taken away from me. Well, sorry. Like, sorry, but that is not mistreatment. And these fans, this is not the gag you think it is. It's not a gag because such a reckless decision. This is going to taint their reputation. They're actually coming off not as being vulnerable or something. They're coming off the majority as just being disrespectful, ungrateful, and very entitled. Like, I am tired of defending you. I was literally trying my very best to separate them from Minhyejin, but they just keep clinging on to this lady. Like, they cannot leave Minhyejin alone. And you cannot blame people for losing their patience with them. So bunnies, stop being idiots. Bunnies are actually Minhyejin fans at this point. Like, I do know a lot of good bunnies out there, but Twitter, oh my god, Twitter, it's crazy there. Like, bunnies are so delusional. They actually think that Hybe is going to give in to Minhyejin because they were being quote-unquote ignored. That is not mistreatment. And I'm also really questioning what they actually think mistreatment is. Because even their parents were bringing this mistreatment because, oh, my child didn't debut first. By the way, that was all Minhyejin's fault that your child didn't debut first, because she was pushing it back. And now all of a sudden, Hybe made my child Hybe bad, Hybe evil, because they didn't debut first, or because he didn't greet them in the elevator. So move on. Like, life goes on. I am so frustrated because that is not mistreatment. They're trying to use this to gain sympathy of being mistreated, and they're just really lowering other things that have come out of the actual mistreatment. This is not how you talk to your boss. If your boss ignores you, it's sad, but that's just life. Okay, on to the next point. And yeah, bunnies, this is not the gag you think it is. You're just being stupid. Like, this is not the gag you think it is. Them coming out and demanding stuff does not make them look strong or something, maybe to you, but they look kind of, I don't know, stupid and dumb. It could have a very stupid idea. I don't know who orchestrated this, Minhyejin, the parents, or NewJeans, but like, they all need help. At this point, NewJeans need therapy. Serious therapy.
Look, I have said this many times. I stopped caring about Hybe ever since they changed from Big Hit to Hybe. The only groups that I care about that are under this corporation is 17, Formless 9, and Elite. So believe me, I am not saying this because I love Hybe or I'm a forever follower of this damn company. They have many flaws, just as many out there. But when we are, as K-pop fans, we are seeing these signs of grooming, lying, and manipulating. Trust me, it is fair to call it out, because the reason NewJeans is even involved in this is because of this lady. She could have handled this without involving the members. We can all say Hybe is bad, evil, that's fair, but I would rather die than side with Minhyejin, because she stands for everything I am totally against. And I know this next statement is crazy, but I am so proud of some armies. Like, me saying this was definitely not on my 2024 bingo card, because as we all know by now, amidst this whole mess happening, Jungkook actually showed support for the members of NewJeans on an Instagram post saying artists are not guilty, with the 5 emojis in the exact color order that the NewJeans member used. While some armies are committed to not acknowledging that he actually showed support, others are trying to convince others to follow in his footsteps for some reason. There are others who just respect his opinion but are not in favor of Minhyejin, and that is a good thing, because some fans, aka bunnies, seem to not have a mind of their own. And also, bunnies are one of the most hypocritical fans I have ever seen, okay? Months before this, they were trashing armies and BTS when Minhyejin was accusing them of being in a cult or something, and now all of a sudden, oh, we love you, Jungkook, shut up. Yeah, shut up. Like, you ain't slick, okay? Because clearly Jungkook is always showing support for the members, because they really shouldn't be in this mess. And even though I am mad at this situation, I don't really blame the group for Minhyejin crimes. So he clearly wasn't really showing support for Minhyejin, and he also followed up with "don't use them," clearly showing what many of us with common sense have been saying for months, and is that stop using them. And it's just unfortunate that you are called a Hybe stan for not falling for the bullshit. Yeah, okay. And also, what is even annoying, I'm telling you, Danielle is in too deep. Even when Jungkook showed support for the members, she followed up with, I don't know, an emoji of Minhyejin's cap. Like, do you not read the room? Do you need to go back to school? I'm telling you, NewJeans as a whole are being groomed, but Danielle, she is in too deep. Like, it's always her.
So, after days of anticipation of waiting for the obvious response from Hybe or Adore, so obviously they rejected NewJeans' request to reinstate Min Hee-jin as the CEO of the company, but they did offer her a position as director and producer of NewJeans, which is honestly kind because I will not offer her shit. But even when she was offered this position, she still rejected it. She rejected it earlier and she still rejected it now because she is full of greed and bullshit. And that's just the reality of things. Because if she really loves and cared for them as much as NewJeans and Bunnies portrayed her to be, she should have just accepted it. So NewJeans, I am sorry, but this is reality. You cannot demand the employer more your boss when you're the employee of how they're gonna run their own company. Like you're literally asking to get fired. Just because you're popular, that doesn't mean you get to say how the company works. Read the room. Like Min Hee-jin actually made them think that they're BTS, making the demands like, yeah, that's cute. And the hard pill that some fans don't want to hear is that Hybe is not their enemy. Bang Si-kyuk literally gifted Min Hee-jin shares and trainings to form the group in the first place. And this stupid reason that Hybe wants to get rid of them or they're jealous is so dumb. Hybe is a business. NewJeans are assets. They make money for them. Now, why the hell would they sabotage them when they give them money? But if they continue to make these reckless decisions, they're becoming a liability. And after this mess they've caused, by the way, they're probably gonna get shelved because it is hurting business. That's just the reality of things. Another thing, if they go on a hiatus, which it will hurt Hybe and all, but they will recoup. They aren't the biggest money makers in Hybe. Like, no shade. If you're so sad and uncomfortable, then leave the damn company. Pay the fee and leave the company. They keep doing all of these, making all of these claims and doing all of these stunts. But if you're so oppressed and you're being mistreated, why are you rushing to be reinstated as CEOs that much? If she really cared for NewJeans, she would actually she would actually take any position just because she cared and she wants to continue her vision. But no, she's obsessed with money. She's going cuckoo for money. So take your L and go. And bunnies are just falling right to a trap, thinking, oh, we're making history. Yes, you're making history of being one of the dumbest fans to ever exist. And my sister, we are tired though. Hey, left we are? We don't tire. Please leave us alone. We are literally talking about the same thing for months. You know they tire? Like, aren't you tired? Because what I noticed from these live and these claims is that the members don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. Calling Hybe an inhumane company, which is debatable. But where was this humanity when your so-called mother dismissed a sexual harassment claim? Having hate campaigns against newly debuted Islet and the Seraphim, like, your fans were butchering Elite on a daily basis. Where was all of this humanity, huh? Because if ignoring was mistreatment to NewJeans, how do we even call what Elite and the Seraphim are going through? Your fans are on their necks. Like, what is she even feeding you? And please, Min Hee-jin, stop being a sore loser. Like, I am so tired of managing crying and crying and crying and crying. Drop this upon yourself. Like, you think you were so smart. No. Using NewJeans to get what you want. So yeah, at this point, I am done talking. Me, I don't tire. I beg. I don't tire. You're making the African come out of me because I'm so tired. I have tried so hard to not include NewJeans in this whole mess, but they are fighting for their lives to be associated with her. Like, so yeah, do what you want. Go on and ruin your careers. I am tired. You will not take away my joy. You will never take away my joy. I will not allow NewJeans and NewJeans to add to my stress. So yeah, these are my unorganized thoughts and rants. That is, if you cared about my own opinion, here it is. And yeah, I did not forget about the reaction to your opinion video. Don't worry, I'm working on it. I am just really busy with school. So yeah, tell me, what do y'all think? Do y'all agree? Do y'all disagree? And
I know I do sound a bit too harsh, but that's just me. That's just Sunny. Like that's just Sunny being Sunny. That's not being Fatima. Like she says what she feels, and I am honestly tired with NewJeans and religion. Like I am going to stop talking about this from now because I've been talking about NewJeans. If you know, you know. I've been talking about NewJeans, religion specifically for months now, and NewJeans are giving me headache. I have school. I don't have time to be worrying about them giving ultimatums. So yeah, see you guys on my next video. Bye, loves.